morning, boys and girls. We are going to take some science notes today on your reading from yesterday on symbiosis. Do you remember what symbiosis is? It's the relationship between organisms, specifically two different species. So sometimes they can help each other out. Other times one gets helped and the other one just stays the same. And then other times one is helped while the other is actually hurt or harmed. So we're going to take some notes on that today. Let's begin with a header at the top. You will be watching this on November 4th, 2020. And this is science. Symbiosis is the specific lesson. So we learned about 3 types of symbiosis or symbiotic relationships. And the extra video that you watched, not of me, but the other video that was posted on Bright Thinker, talked about some specific names for the types of symbiotic relationships. There's mutualism, where both are helped. There's commensalism, where one is helped, the other one is just unaffected. And then parasitism, which is like being a parasite. One is hurt, the other one is helped. You don't need to know those specific names, but you are welcome to add that onto your notes, and I'll add that in parentheses in case you want to have those higher level scientific terms for the 3 types of relationships. Okay, so 3 symbiotic relationships. So I'm going to be numbering them. What we'll do is write what the relationship is, and then an example of it, as well as a picture to represent what's happening in it. Okay, so the first one is mutualism. And, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm going to just write it in our notes. I'll have you all write the specific scientific terms for it. These are not going to be things that will appear on your quizzes or tests, though, the higher level names for these relationships. So mutualism is where one organism, it is a relationship which helps both organisms. Both organisms are helped. So an example of that, and we'll use the example that is from the book that we were reading from yesterday. An example of this is the cleaner shrimp and fish. So in that example, a cleaner shrimp was eating off bacteria and dead skin from the fish. Actually eats that as its nutrients, as strange as that might seem. And then the fish, obviously, is cleaned by that cleaner shrimp. So it's good for the fish, it's good for the shrimp. So to show a picture of what that would look like, we can just draw a picture of, and I'm a terrible artist, I'll do something very basic. Here's a fish, and here's a little shrimp eating off of that fish. Okay, looks kind of like a tadpole trying to be a shrimp. Okay, can make it a little bigger, but a cleaner shrimp eating off of that fish, the bacteria in dead skin. Let's see if I can pull up a better picture of a shrimp that I could just copy off of. Lines going down like that, right? Eating off of the fish. Okay, let's make it a happy fish. That is mutualism. They're both happy, the shrimp and the fish, they both are helped. Let's do a little smiley face to show this is a good relationship for both. Now, the second type of symbiotic relationship is called commensalism. You will not need to know this specific word, but go ahead And write it, since this is the technical term for a relationship. Where one organism is helped and the other is not affected. Okay, so an example of this one organism is helped, the other one is not affected. An example of this would be the tree and orchid from our book. Okay, so here's a tree, big fluffy top, and an orchid growing off of it. So it's able to get some sunlight, that orchid on the side of the tree, and the tree doesn't really care either way. So to show what this looks like, we had a smiley face for mutualism. This type of relationship gets just a straight face. It's not affected either way by one. And then the flower, that one's happy, so maybe we could draw straight face and smiley face. One is happy, the other one just doesn't care. So that's commensalism. Pause if you need more time for that. And down below that, we'll write our third type of symbiotic relationship. So for the third symbiotic relationship, it's parasitism. Okay, this one is a relationship which helps one but hurts the other or harms the other. So I'm trying to get these precise words so we'll match up with our quizzes and tests. Okay. So for parasitism, an example of that was the wasp and caterpillar. In that example from the book, a wasp lays eggs on a caterpillar, and when the eggs hatch, the wasp eats the caterpillar. So the wasp is helped, the caterpillar does not like that, obviously. So wasp eggs on a caterpillar. So we've got all these eggs on the caterpillar. I'm sorry, these are terrible pictures. So the wasp eats the caterpillar afterwards. Oh, that looks so bad. I wish I had a little cartoon wasp I could copy off of. So the thorax, here's some wings. It's a little better. It's got some legs, antenna. It's going to eat the caterpillar. I know my caterpillar is bad too. I'm sure you all will do better ones than me. Just trying to show a fuzzy, kind of fat caterpillar. So that is parasitism. One is helped, the other one is harmed. So let's draw a happy face and a sad face because the wasp is happy. It is helped by this relationship. The caterpillar is harmed by this relationship. Right down below, we're also going to add 2 vocabulary terms with their definitions, competition and symbiosis. Okay, so symbiosis is the relationship between 2 species. Symbiosis, or we also can call it symbiotic relationships. And competition was also from our reading. Competition is the struggle for resources. The struggle for resources. For example, giraffes struggling for leaves. Multiple giraffes are all fighting for the same resource, the same leaves. Eventually, if the population is too large of giraffes in an ecosystem, there's not enough leaves for all of them. So they have to compete, and the stronger ones win out. The other animals will end up dying if they don't have the resources because they can't fight against others in their community. Now that is pretty extreme for giraffes, but with quite a few animals, it really is that way, that there's this struggle for resources, like with lions, for example. Once there's not food enough for all of the lions, then the weaker lions are going to die out because there's not enough of the type of resource that they're looking for. So those are our notes for symbiosis and competition. All right, that is all for today. Just note taking. I will see you all later. Bye.